ANC's Integrity Commission is reportedly deadlocked over a draft report recommending that President Cyril Ramaphosa takes leave of absence until the Phala Phala farm saga is investigated and completed. Ramaphosa, who presented the political report for adoption by the ANC, is said to have volunteered information about the saga. The scandal has been dominating headlines since news broke that he lost millions of rand in foreign currency that was allegedly hidden on his farm. To discuss this and other developments, we're joined by political analyst Dr Ntsikelelo Breakfast. Doc, thank you very much for availing yourself this morning. So we've got a number of reports that are doing the rounds, right? And it is said that insiders within the ANC have either leaked this Integrity Commission report last week or are talking to the media even before the highest ranks in the party, including the president, gives the closing address today. While this is nothing new, what should we understand about these people who continue to leak this information and continue to give unofficial statements outside of the party structures? What does it tell us?
Well, Duduzile, I think at the moment the damage is done, and what is done cannot be undone. I think the president has done himself no favors by refusing to open up about what had happened. He has dragged his feet. He has given the impression that he's covering up with regards to what had happened on his farm. And because people have been grappling with a lot of questions, that has basically made some people to cast aspersions on his integrity. And of all people, I mean, we don't expect a person like the president who ascended to power on a ticket of good governance to be accused of serious allegations. The legal aspect is one element in terms of uncovering the truth about what had happened on his farm. But the court of public opinion is the most important domain, in my opinion, in this regard, because that's where views are held by the majority of people. But at the same time, I must be fair and square though to him and acknowledge that there are some political dynamics at play in this regard. If you look at the timing in which the story broke, the story was broken, strategically in order to influence the electoral outcomes of the upcoming conference of the ANC. But if the president is clean, I don't think that he must worry about, the operations that have been engineered by his political detractors to hold him back, because the truth will speak for itself.
When you speak of the operations engineered by his political detractors, according to a report by the Sunday Times, Begin Dolo, who is the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Secretary, suggested in the NEC meeting that the NEC must decide whether the party should defend the matter or not, speaking on Phala Phala, which goes to your point about the president taking not only his party but South Africans into his confidence. What to read into that statement that suggests that, well, if you tell us the truth, then we'll know how to move as a party?
Look, what is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. What you apply to the left-hand side, you must also apply it to the right-hand side. The ANC made the step-aside principle to redeem itself because it has been perceived to be a corrupt organization. And I would argue that even at the Zondo Commission, it was on the spotlight, it was on trial. So there have been people who have been affected by that rule. So some people are asking the question as to why is the president being exempted from that? Because these allegations have also dented the image of the ANC. But the ANC, I think throughout history, those who are in majority have a tendency to, defend their own positions, come hell or high water. We have seen that even during the epoch of Msholozi, when the story on Nkandla broke, some people, defended him and closed the Rands. I guess those who are political opponents of the president are well aware that he stands a better chance of winning the upcoming conference of the ANC, and the only way to stop him is to basically use this thing of Phala Phala, because, the power is being contested at the moment. So people will use all sorts of strategies to ascend to power.
Be it a strategy or not, the truth must still be tested and the truth must still come out. If indeed the president has a case to answer, in spite of whether this was all a ploy to get him out, or whether, you know, with you questioning the timing of this, talking about influencing the electoral outcomes, if he indeed has done something wrong and has broken the law, should he not be held accountable? In spite of the games that are going on, something has happened. We just need more detail as to what, really.
If the president broke the law, he must be brought to book. He cannot be exempted. I'm not a spokesperson of this or that faction. My responsibility is to tease out all the complexities at play and lay them bare for the public to understand, you know, all the political dynamics. But if the president is found wanting, he must be brought to book like any other citizen.
It is also reported that on Friday, the president of the African National Congress revealed more detail in terms of the amount of money, allegedly disputing that it was not $4 million US, but 580,000 US dollars. And this is proceeds from a sale of a buffalo to a Sudanese businessman. He's also mentioned that, of course, it's something that we do know, that he said before that he was not in the country. And so whomever received the money could have put it anywhere. He was not aware of this. So with this latest piece of information, does that go anywhere in instilling a small sense of confidence?
No, of course not. I think there are gaps in his explanation. There are a lot of allegations about the Phala Phala saga. Allegations of kidnapping. People want to know about the issue of foreign currency. Was he exempted by the Reserve Bank to use dollars? So it's not only the quantum or the amount of money that was found. There are also other additional allegations. So I think the reports by the public protector alongside the independent panel of parliament will basically assist us in terms of having a contextual understanding about what had happened. But at the same time, the ANC also has a responsibility to basically take us into its confidence as the governing party on matters of corruption.
While all of this is going on, state organs are suffering. You take a look at Eskom. There's also the plan to move from coal to renewable energy under the just energy transition, which some sectors of society have been questioning. You take a look at the state of Transnet, SAA, etc., etc. What should this then tell us as the ANC is caught up in these leadership battles? Is it clear to you, at least, that there's a plan to at least turn the tide where the country is concerned and improve the quality of life of citizens?
The issue of power outage has affected the economic performance. Our economy has not been growing the way it should have. I think the past is still with us. I mean, the remnants of so-called state capture are still with us. I mean, I think Eskom is still a geopolitical battleground. There are people who are sabotaging any attempt to basically make the utility work. But that is due to the failure of the ANC to get the job done in terms of promoting development for the majority. So the ANC, I think, unfortunately, it has let a lot of people down. It has not done what it should have done in terms of rendering services to the majority of the people.
Dr Ntsikelelo Breakfast is a political analyst. Thank you very much for your time this morning.